ODM was Raila, and Raila was ODM. So anybody thinking that ODM has a bright future is not. If you want to know a party that is dying, you might find that the figurehead of the party is well aged with no succession plan. And the people who are young, like Okango, who is very promising, maybe should join LDP. And I want to say that the main problem we have with the political parties in Kenya is that they are not actually political parties in the standard of what makes a political party. ANC is 113 years old. If you go even in Tanzania, you have CCM. It's a party that's can outlive any leader. The only thing is now our dear sister Samia has spoiled it. But we want a political party that can outlive others which have ideology. Like in LDP, we don't believe in manifesto. You'll never see LDP people running with manifesto. For us, we live in prototypes. You will never have politicians running the party. You'll see technocrats. You find that in LDP, my roles are so clear that I also clash with any other official. And if Azimio was a political party which had ideology, what does Azimio believe in anyway? And what does UDA believe in anyway that's different? And now when the vision for a party like ODM has been lost, a party is founded to form government. A party is to take power. Now, how can we have a party whereby the party leader says that we don't want to field the candidate for president, we don't want even deputy, we just want to support Ruto? Which ideology is there in ODM that says that? Or this is just one person waking up and interpreting the way they want? And that's why there's a clash between them. Sifuna interprets ODM statutes the way he wants. Fred, my brother, does the same. Oburu does the same. Winnie does the same. Anybody wakes up and interpret ODM the way they want, and that does not sustain any movement. For me, there are some things I cannot pronounce anything on because those are parties that I believing in. And I want to say, Debal, that this whole thing about Azimio got it wrong from its formation. Because we advised Raila that Azimio was not supposed to become a party where he's the only candidate running an Azimio. So now, even if he says Azimio is a party, there's no candidate. The candidate is dead. So when the candidate is dead, what do you get out of it? And at the same time, when we were doing analysis, Fred, I'm sure you were in the room when this analysis was being done, how we lost the election. By the fact that Uhuru Kenyatta was coming to support Azimio, support Raila directly, people said that could have been the reason why people said, well, you guys are in the system. Now, when Uhuru Kenyatta comes in and starts to say he's supporting Azimio, he's supporting Kalonzo, he's supporting so and so, and yet we did analysis and found that some people put Uhuru in Raila'S ballot rather than Raila being in the ballot. And some people are saying that Raila'S first term will be Uhuru's third term. So how does that help? Maybe in the wisdom of the party leader, the chairman, Uhuru Kenyatta, would be to finally hand over this Azimio, wash his hands and move on. And to end my point, I'll go in the line of Professor Naituli, who said, the ploy is to brand, but I know what's happening. Azimio is pulling a trigger on this ODM-UDA dealers, because if they claim that Azimio still exists, ODM is still a member of Azimio, so it will take them a very long time before ODM finally can cement the agreement with the UDA, and therefore, by enhancing that Azimio still exists and ODM is a member, it sort of complicates matters for ODM-UDA agreement.
Precisely.
Then secondly, they could be able to try to see how they are going to. By the time Azimio comes into full, they could have branded something. I know there was something coming up, for example, United Opposition. Kalonzo the other day said alternative leadership. Then I'm hearing something called Ukombozi. I'm hearing many things being thrown around. So we have not found out what is the issue. But I'm a member of opposition, maybe not united opposition, but I stand as an opposition. And I can advise them that let them use this thing to frustrate that very evil alliance between them, because ODM has actually relegated their role they need to play in parliament as minority party. I saw Fred say that they didn't join as a coalition, but let me add, in spirit, these people are not just partners, they are CMS twins. Let's not say coalition, those are now terms, but in principle, these people are not just partners. They're not even coalition partners. They are CMS twins. Now, the life of ODM depends on how they relate with UDA. And the failure of Ruto depends on how he handles ODM. Because if Ruto cheats Luo Nyanza the way he's doing, because Ruto knows very well that the only role for ODM and Luo Nyanza is to keep in power until 2027. That's what I can tell you. Come 2027, he will going to dump those people, and Fred Okango will know what it means to be lied to. And he has been warned by Professor Gitile here, that Gachagua told us that when you queue, yeye ndiye atakuwa anajua nani anapakuliwa kwanza, nani anapakuliwa mwisho. Sahi nani anampakulia yeye na nani anaamua nani anapakuliwa. So I would tell you, when you speak about these people, no, they are just political animals. They might not actually have your best interest at heart. Fred, you are young, just like I do. Let us just watch them strategically. Let us learn from their mistakes, but also let us learn from some of the things they are doing, getting right. And as of now, what I can say is that Kenya can solve some problems now than political problem. They have put the political problem in front of the economic problem. And I can know children are suffering with school issues. There is no position that isn't concerned about it. There's a problem. So my closing remarks is just simple that let us work on how we can build parties that have ideologies rooted in principle and that are people-centered, not stomach-centered. At the same time, let us put our main thing, the economy, first, because we put politics ahead of everything, but does not work. Because I realize that most of our leaders here think about how they can be close to power, how they can enjoy this power, but how is this power translating into local mwananchi? I know that is a conversation that is difficult for people to have. And lastly, when there is no vision, there is a very big thing to struggle with. If there was a vision in all these political establishments, we could debate ideologies, we could debate alternative leadership, but here we are debating parties, we are debating personalities, we are debating retarded, tired, and completely not progressive ways of going things. And if at all we would love our country, I'm sure we should be debating on which Kenya do we want, rather than who needs to take power from here, which party needs to work with which one. Those for me are very small ways of looking at life. But because I think that's not very popular, it can't trend. But nevertheless, you've heard. God bless you and God bless Kenya.